Hey, loves, how y'all doing on this lovely Sunday? Now, today we are going to be talking about something that a lot of people always try to steer away from. They tend to think that they have it, but they usually don't have it. Okay? And so before we do that, let me make sure I want to remove this because I want to make sure that we actually add this on Facebook as well. Okay, so we have it on there. We are going to add it back. Let's get that in there. Uh, no, do. All right, so let me save that in here. All right, so hopefully we got everything on there. All right, so I don't know where y'all watching me from, but I am in Cincinnati, Ohio, and today we're gonna be talking about something that I know a lot of new entrepreneurs or individuals can use in general. Most of us, we think that we have it until the pressure creeps up, or until something extreme happens that tends to show us that we don't really have it. We always think we do, but it's the extreme issues that tend to show us that we don't have it. And what that thing is trust. Most of us think that we have trust until it's an extreme circumstance. But I want y'all to think about something. Every time that you really, really know who you can trust, how is it that you know and understand who it is you should trust? Is it the times that you feeling holly and jolly and that everything is going good? You didn't hit the lottery, everything is going smooth? Or is it the times that you're near and you're near and dear, you're out, right? You feel like you can't go on, or maybe you're down financially, maybe you're down spiritually, maybe you're down mentally. But either way it goes, which one do you think? Which scenario shows you who your true people is that you can trust? Think about that for a second. And I believe if you think about that for a second, one of the things that we all can agree on is this factor right here, right? Is that trust is not forced, it grows with clarity. And with that being said, we can agree that most of us find who we trust when we're down and out, when we feel like we can't go on. That is when the people that you think you can trust show you just how much that you cannot rely on them. Now we talked about that. I want you to think about yourself for a second, though. Put yourself in that instant. How is it that you know when it is that you truly trust yourself? Is it when you out and and everything is going good? You like, oh my God, I'm turning up every Tuesday. It's turning up Tuesday. Or is it when you feel like you can't go on and you want to give up? So if you don't know me, my name is Queen A. I'm a clarity coach. I help individuals just like you overcome self-doubt. That way you can understand how to overcome and build your trust with clarity. Now we're going to talk about trusting yourself. So we all, like I said, we can agree that, it's hard to figure out when you really can trust somebody, but you can definitely find out when you down and out. But when it comes to ourselves, the main way that we can find out if we trust ourselves is when we're hesitant, when we're second guessing ourselves. Them are the times that truly show if you truly trust yourself. Now, I know most people think that, you know what, I know I trust myself, but I would challenge you on that. Because I bet how many of you right now, just drop it in the comments if how many of you right now got big dreams, right? If you got big dreams or big destinations or big plans, drop it in the comments. Right? I would love to see it. Now, the reason why I asked y'all to drop it in the comments is this reason right here. because most of us had their big dreams. Most of us like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be staying right here. I'm going to have this car. I'm going to live over here. But when we think about, or when we figure out the steps that we have to overcome to get there, that's when trust, that's when you really find out if you trust yourself. So that's when trust matters most. So I want y'all to understand how y'all can go about doing that. So the main reason why a lot of people don't understand how to trust themselves is because they're doubtful. A lot of people think that they need motivation. A lot of people like, you know what? I need motivation to be able to trust myself. A lot of people think that they need inspiration to be able to trust themselves. But I want to tell you right here, the main thing that you need is guidance. The main thing that you need is discipline. That's how you understand how to trust yourself. So for those of y'all don't know, I had a gun put to my head on 4 different occasions, 4 separate occasions. Now, I don't know about you, but me, it made me lose a lot of trust in myself. And I'm going to tell you why. Because 2 of the people that put the gun to my head was 2 of the people that I trusted the most. Yeah, you know how people use that love word? That's a whole nother topic. We talk about that another time. So in them situations, guess what? I lost a lot of confidence in myself. I felt like I couldn't go on. And I could think that we all can agree. Yeah, and I don't know how many of y'all ever had a gun put to y'all head, but I'm going to tell you right now, and I had one put to my head on 4 different occasions, and I thank the Father that I'm here sitting right here right now. But one of the things I can tell you right now is it definitely make you feel like you don't even know who to trust. But you know who the most important person that it make you lose trust in? Can y'all guess who is the most important person that it made me lose trust in? It made me lose trust in Queen A, myself. It made me lose trust in myself. You know why it made me lose trust in myself? Because see, at the times where I was having guns, you know, where all these times where every time where I was in a situation where I had a gun put to my head, I felt like I knew that person. Like, I know this person. You can't tell me that this person won't do X, Y, Z. You can't tell me that this person won't protect me. You can't tell me that my life is in danger with this person. I felt like I knew that person. See, a lot of people, and that's what's going on in the world now. A lot of people think they know somebody because they spend a little bit of time with them. A lot of people think they know somebody because they see they post. But do you really know somebody? And I'm going to tell you right now, you would never know anybody. But the one person that we can know is ourselves. But as I'm going through that situation, right? Like I said, I had a gun put to my head on 4 different occasions, and twice by people I thought loved me. And then, but it caused me to be like, can I trust my own decisions? Can I trust when I say that I should be in this environment? Can I trust my own thoughts of thinking that I should be with this person? I don't know if y'all ever felt like that, but it made me question everything about myself. Everything about myself. And the reason why it made me like second guess everything about myself, because I knew I had it right them times. And matter of fact, on all 4 occasions, I thought I had it right. I thought I had it right, even with the 2 people that, you know, that didn't, you know, say they love me or that I didn't really trust all the way. I thought I had it all the way right. I thought I knew them people. They wouldn't do that to me. We just riding around. We just kicking it. Why would they pull over and pull a gun down and try to rob us? Like, you know, there was situations like that. Like, I'm delivering pizza. I'm pregnant. I'm like, you know, 8 months pregnant. I'm pregnant. Why would I be delivering pizza and somebody put a gun to my head? Why? See, we think we know people and we think we can trust people. And then, you know what usually happens when we think we can trust people? We find out that we can't trust people. And this has been happening to me over and over again. Family, friends, it don't matter. It's been people I thought I can trust that showed me that you don't know me. You don't know me. And see, that's where a lot of us fail, because we think we know somebody. And so then in them situations, what happens is, if you feel like, guess what? Once you feel like you thought you knew somebody and you can't trust them no more, it causes you to lose trust in yourself. I don't know if y'all understand or where I'm coming from, but if you do, put it in the comments. And if y'all is putting it in the comments and I can't see it, I do apologize, because I know comments do come in slow sometimes, okay? So I do apologize. And if y'all is watching, drop it in the comments. Let me know where y'all watching from. Like I said, I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. And today, like I said, we talking about how trust is not forced. It grows with clarity. And we talking about how is it that you really understand who you can trust. Most of us think that we can trust somebody because they've been our friends for years. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't really know nobody. You don't really know nobody. So you know what I do? I have everybody on different levels. And you know one thing I also learned? To not trust nobody more than I trust myself. See, having a gun put to my head on 4 different occasions, it taught me to not trust nobody else more than I trust Queen A. And you know what's happening out here? Most of us trust the stars more than we trust ourselves. We'll go to bat for them. Most of us trust our neighbor more than we trust ourselves. Most of us trust that man over there, on the person we look at online, because they're a millionaire or a billionaire, more than we trust ourselves. But how can we trust ourselves? How do we learn how to trust ourselves? The first thing you have to do, if you want to understand how to trust yourself, is you have to understand who you are. What do you stand for? What are your values, your principles, and your goals? Most of us don't trust ourselves because we don't even understand what type of people we should be valuing, what type of environments we should be valuing, what type of places or people or anything of that we should be valuing. We think we're supposed to value things that everybody else is valuing just because that's the norm, right? Just because, oh, that's what they doing, so that's what we should do too. That's what most of us value. That's what most of us think. But I can tell you right now, half of the people that you're looking at, that you follow online, they don't have the same values, principles, and goals as you do. So the first way that you can understand how to trust yourself is start eliminating things, especially online, that don't align with your values and your goals. And I had a talk with my accountability partner today. So yes, I have accountability partner, Queen A does, and we meet every Sunday. And we was talking today, and we was expressing about how we get rid of things and stay focused. And one of the things that I shared with her, because she was sharing with me about certain things of how, and hey, accountability partner, if you watch this, I won't say your name or anything, but that's my queen. Love her down. She helps me and keeps me going. We push each other. And she's not even over here, y'all. My accountability partner stay in Canada. I believe it's Canada. And but she was sharing with me about how when she looks at people online, she compares herself and she thinks, well, why have I been doing it this long? And they got there before me, but we both been doing it this long, right? And I shared with her that used to be Queen A. That used to be me. I used to be the person like scrolling, wondering, well, why they get there and I'm still here? Like, why? But one of the things we also share with each other is that we don't know that person's story. And even though we know that, it's human nature to have every human has a little competitive nature to them. That's why we see a lot of drama and a lot of competition out here. So one of the things I share and that I'm sharing with you all, if you want to understand how to start trusting yourself, is to block anything that makes you feel that way online until you're mentally able to get there. Now, what do I mean by that? So for Queen A, I will share with you some of the strategies that I use so I can understand how to trust myself. So as I'm scrolling online, in order, right? Because like I said, first you have to get clarity on who you are. So one of the ways that I had to understand, well, who am I? I value what? Respect. Who am I? Like, who am I really? Like, do I really value going out drinking and all that stuff? No, I don't. So I cut back on drinking. That's not me. I had to figure out who I was. Do I really like being in the club all day? No, that's not me. So I backed off of things that were not me. So how does this apply to online? So when it comes to online, when you catch yourself looking at something, especially if you're an entrepreneur, right? A new entrepreneur, it happens to every entrepreneur out there. There's not one alive that don't look at the next person and say, why not me? So if that's you and you really serious, take this technique away. If you don't take nothing else away from this live, when you're scrolling and you notice that, you know what? I notice that every time I see this person or that person, I'm always, I feel a certain type of way. I catch myself feeling jealous. I catch myself feeling angry or agitated, and I'm not sure why. I challenge you to start, you know what? Let me unfollow them so I don't see it. Maybe it don't pop up as much. If it still pop up, maybe I just block them for now or unfriend them. For me, my strategy is to block people, right? I block them. That way I don't see them like that. And it's nothing against them. And I want y'all to understand, I'm not blocking nobody for them. They did nothing wrong. See, a lot of times we think that people got to do something wrong for us to block them out. See, a lot of times people don't even do nothing wrong. When I block people out, don't mean they did nothing wrong. No, I'm blocking you out for my mental and for me. I'm blocking you out because this is making me feel some type of way. I'm blocking you out because I can't focus. I can't stay on my path. I can't keep going. Okay? All right. And for those of y'all that's on here, and if you are getting something from this, let me know in the comments. Also, make sure that y'all like and following and subscribing and all that Gucci stuff. All right. Because I really love y'all here. I really want to see y'all in this clarity room with me, with Queen A. That's what I call this, the clarity room, for those that don't know. Okay. This is the clarity room. And I really would love to see y'all come here and share y'all opinions. Let me know what y'all think of this. Let me know what kind of content, what kind of things that you would like me to touch on or get deeper in. Let me know. It's a teamwork. It's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I'm all about team. Okay. But one of the things that we have to understand is we have to block things out. Now, I'm going to tell you how this works around human nature. It's all around. Animals do it. Plants do it. When something's not good for them, guess what plants do? They get rid of it. How do they get rid of it? Plants, when something's not good for them, how do they get rid of it? Can y'all think? Leaves start turning brown, start falling off, or whatever the case is, right? But they start disposing of it. Animals, they know things are not good for them. Guess what? They don't, excuse me, y'all, I had to burp. But they don't go after it. Humans, we are the only animals and creatures that think that, guess what, we can allow anything into our mental and we can grow. And I'm here to tell y'all that is false. So if you want to learn how to trust yourself, start blocking out things that online that makes you feel some type of way. Not for them, for you. And you're like, oh my gosh. Like I had somebody ask me, well, they know, no, people's not going to know you block them. And if they do know, so what? You're not blocking them for them. You're blocking them for you. A lot of times we're worried about everybody else's view when we need to be worried about our own view. Which now is on the flip side. We have to understand that a lot of times when people blocking us or they ain't responding to us or they keeping us out of their life, maybe guess what? It's not about you. It's about them. So if you serious If you like serious, then that's one of the first things you're going to do is start getting clarity on who you are so you can understand what things to block out of your life. If you don't have clarity and understanding that you don't deal with drama, how you know that let me start blocking these pages that's always got drama up out of my life? Let me unfollow them. Like I said, pick one. You don't have to block. Block is my style. You don't have to block. Some things I do unfollow. Some things I unfriend. But if I just think it's going to just keep popping up as something like that, I will block. So that's another thing. So a lot of times we keep things in our life that we know keeps us agitated, keeps us on edge, and things of that nature. But what we got to understand, trust is not forced. It grows with clarity. So you can't force yourself, right? You can't force trust on yourself. Like you can't force yourself to trust yourself. You can't force yourself to trust nobody else. And if you think you can, trust me, you can't. Get into a situation where you really need, where you're in really need of a situation that really proves this, you know, you can trust somebody or not. I'm telling you, even better. If you're in a need, right? If you're in a dire situation and you have to pick up the phone and call somebody, who do you think you're going to call? Or are you going to call somebody who picks up the phone for you most of the time, right? Or are you going to trust to call somebody who picks up the phone for you most of the time and seems genuinely concerned about you? Or are you going to pick up the phone and call somebody who's always agitated, who barely picks up the phone for you, and who seems like they don't really care? Let me know which one you think you're going to do. I would love to know which one you're going to do. Because I know for me, I'm going to pick up the phone and call somebody that I can trust to what? Pick up the phone, answer, and that seems like they're concerned about me. Why? Because there's clarity there. They've shown me that that's their response. That's why I say trust grows with clarity. You're not going to call somebody that you're unsure of, that there's no clarity there on if they're going to even want to get you, or if they're even going to want to save you. You see where I'm saying, where I'm going? And that's why I say most of us, we don't even tend to understand it. We don't understand it. A lot of us don't even understand that simple thing right there. And that's why I became a clarity coach. Because one of the things I understood that most people teach you how to do it with everybody else. I want to teach you how to do it with yourself. I want to teach you how to be clear with yourself. And so this week, what you will find is if we little snippets drop, always showing you how to be clear with yourself. And if you understand and you know, Queen A, this is not a listening channel. So anything I say, implement it. Implement it. Come back. Respond. Let me know how it worked out for you. I would love to hear how it worked out for you. That's what I'm here for. Most people don't seem to understand that simple thing right there. They don't understand that. They think, you know what? They think that trust is forced, you know, that they can just say they trust somebody. That, you know, just because somebody said you can trust them, or just because you want to trust them, just because you know what, you see nothing but good in them, you can trust them. Let me tell you something right now. Most of the people that I can't trust today, I seen good in them. Most of the people that I just like, you know what, I'm cool on, I trusted at a period of time. I thought I knew him. But now the trust is like gone. So when people ask me about friends or anything of that nature, guess what? I like to use that word lightly. You know, friends, family, I love my family. Love them to death. Friends, I don't really got, you know, you ask me about friends, you know, I got acquaintance, I got people I know and I'm close to. Love them to death. But I learned about the friend word. I learned about love. So that's why I talk about trust in yourself. And when you start doing these things, what happen is when you start cutting people off online, guess what happens? Reason why I say cut people off online, it allows you to think clearly. Now, when you're scrolling, you don't have things popping up, or you don't have your man saying, well, why not me? Why not me? And another big way that you can trust yourself, if you're really serious about trusting yourself, right? Because you know this is a clarity channel, and we only talking to those individuals that's really serious about gaining clarity. So after having a gun put to my head, I'm saying on 4 different occasions. Another thing that y'all have to understand is this right here. Y'all gotta learn this. Please learn this right here. Because I know a lot of y'all like, trust. I trust myself. You know, when it comes to trust, now we talked about getting clarity with yourself. We talked about cutting people off, right? Online, you know, cutting people off and things of that nature. Now, when it comes to clarity, you have to be comfortable with the word no, especially when it comes to yourself. You want to know how to trust yourself? Get comfortable with the word no. A lot of y'all don't trust yourself too much because y'all comfortable with the word yes. Y'all ripping and running around, doing what everybody else wants you to do, doing what everybody else asks you to do, showing up because everybody wants you to be there. So you're not comfortable with the word no. You don't have time to trust yourself. You don't even have time to know if you trust yourself or understand how to trust yourself. You're not giving yourself time. How can you trust yourself to move forward? You running around for everybody else and wondering why. I don't know why I don't trust myself. Because you ain't clear. You ain't even tried. You ain't settled down to even see the steps you need to take to trust yourself. Trust yourself to walk into your fears. Understand what fear is. But in order to do that, you got to get clarity on who you are. You got to start blocking things out of your life. You got to start saying no in order for you to walk into your fears, because everybody ain't going to agree and everybody ain't meant to go where you going. Let me say that again. Everybody ain't going to agree and everybody ain't meant to go where you're going. So if you want to know how to trust yourself and really understand how to trust yourself, you better get comfortable with the word no. No, I can't show up right there. Nah, I can't do that. I need to study right at this moment. No, I can't sit on the phone, girl, and talk about nothing. Or no, girl, I can't sit on the phone and laugh at you right now and talk about this, even though it's interesting. I gotta handle some business. No, I can't sit here and Netflix and chill all day. I gotta handle some business. So you thought when I was saying no that I was talking about to the world. No, I was talking about get comfortable with telling yourself no. Telling yourself no. Most of us can't trust our outcomes because we don't know how to say no. We the yes man because we think we got to show up for everybody and everything. So understand how not to be the yes man so you can start trusting yourself. Now, I want y'all to understand this because it gets deep. When you start trusting yourself, you got to start cutting people off, people, places, and things. And there's some people that you got to gonna have to cut off that you ain't gonna want to. Now, I'm just saying, Miss Rosie call you all the time and, you know, baby, and she always keep you on the phone for hours at a time. Yes, I know you love Miss Rosie and you want to talk to her dearly, but you got to say no right now. When she calls, just don't answer the phone. You already know what Miss Rosie won't. No, I'm not going to pick up this phone right now. I'm going to handle my business and I'll get back with Miss Rosie. That's how you can start trusting yourself. I'm gonna give y'all one more tip on how you can start trusting yourself, okay? And I'm being serious about this. If you real serious, make sure that you're writing this stuff down. Not just writing it down, implement it. Implement it. Start now. Not tomorrow. Why? Because tomorrow don't ever come. So start now. Start blocking things out of your life. Get clear on who you are. Start saying no. That's the only way you're gonna understand how to trust yourself. What are you trusting? You running around for everybody else all day, but you trust yourself to rip and run and be somebody else yes man? You trusting yourself to build somebody else's dreams and goals? I'm confused. What are you trusting? What are you trusting? That's why most of us can't trust ourselves to build our own dreams, because we trust in everybody else's dreams that they had for us. Let me say that again. That's why most of us can't build our own dreams, right? We can't trust in our own dreams that we want to build, because we got trust in everybody else's dreams that they have for us. It's some of us in school right now because we trust that what our parents and what everybody else said we should do for a living is what we should do. We trust that what the school system said we should do is what we should do. Now, I'm not knocking the school system. I'm not saying don't get educated, but I'm just saying we have to trust our own intuitions, and we have to trust what we want to do. And if you're an entrepreneur, that's definitely what you need to be trusting. I'm just saying. Anybody here? Do you trust yourself? How often, how bad do you trust yourself? Drop it in the comments. Let me know if you trust yourself. Who trusts themselves? I trust myself. To a certain extent. Certain things I'm like, and I gotta, I'm a work in process, I'm a work in progress. Work in process. I said that right. First time. All right, now, but I really want y'all to get, that right there if y'all don't get nothing else from this. Like I said, my name is Queen A. I'm the Clarity Coach. For those who don't know me, I am an author, clarity coach, and CEO of S&B Sense. And here what we do is we help individuals just like you overcome self-doubt in order to build your confidence with clarity. And this week, we're talking about understanding how to trust yourself. Not trusting your sister, not trusting your brother, not trusting your mom, not trusting your dad, your grandparents, how to trust you. And the way you can do it is by the ways that I listed in this video. I hope y'all took something away from this. Let me know in the comments if y'all got something from this. Share this with somebody else who may be interested. If you're interested in more clarity, make sure that you're commenting, and following and all that good stuff. And also, I do host free webinars. If you would love to, but I have a free clarity tool that I love to give away as well. So if you would love my free clarity tool that will help you in how to trust yourself, it helps you focus on the fact over the feeling, then comment fact in the comments, and I'll get you that out there as well. Now, remember this. Trust starts with you. Everything starts with you. And if you're really serious about moving forward, you got to get clear on who you are. You got to block things out. You got to say no. And I know sometimes it might be your mama. You might can't answer the phone for your mama right now because you got to get something done. That's okay. You call mom back. Especially if you got some moms like my mom, she could talk. She could talk her butt off. And we know it. We laugh about it. But she'll know. And I'll call her like, okay, Bob, but she knows my hours. Okay. My office hours are. And then we'll talk, on my break or afterward. But I had to do that. Because if I don't, me and my mom could be on the phone for hours. Like, that song, I could do this for hours. That's how me and my mom is. Like, we could talk on the phone for hours. So I had to implement that. Like, no, okay, mom, I'm home. Got to get my work done. So understand this goes for everybody in this around the table. All right, my name is Queen A. I really do hope y'all got something from this. Make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you would like my free giveaway of my tool that's going to help you how to get trust in yourself and focus on the fact over the feeling, comment fact in the comments, and I'll go ahead and get that clarity tool sent over to you. And remember, if nobody else loves you, Queen A does. Later. Mwah.